All right, we are back with another Wedding Wednesday episode of Your Relationship Sucks. Very excited to be here today.
Are you no longer doing exclamation marks for our episodes? Have you just stopped that?
That's the second one in a row. That's the second Wedding Wednesday in a row.
That's probably more than that, honestly.
Exclamation point over here. Exclamation point for last week, 100%. Let me bank a couple of those bad boys for future misses on that. That's my bad. For people who don't know about the exclamation point thing, you can go back and listen. I don't know. It's like one of the first 3 or 4 episodes. You can go back and listen and just kind of get into it. But yes, we are. This is Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Everybody's very excited about it. And by the way, if you're looking for our gear and you're confused why there's no exclamation point there, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not rocket science. But this is one of my favorite things to do. Honestly, it genuinely is. Like, I love doing the show, whatever, but I really like Wedding Wednesday. Not as much as College Confessions. I'll just tell you that right now. Like, College Confessions is the greatest thing in the world. But Wedding Wednesday is very close because people are so dumb. They get so stupid about their weddings. Like, honestly, like, it just fundamentally doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not anti-wedding. Honestly, I'm not anti-wedding. I love, weddings and seeing people happy and all that stuff. But I don't understand them. I don't. They're foreign to me. It makes no sense to me. So that's why I like doing these, because people think shit that wouldn't even ever enter my brain. But just like always, this is going to be unfiltered, uncensored, real, live, 100% reaction. The most dangerous reputational show on the internet, because we don't edit, we don't do anything. I have no idea what's coming. Audience has no idea what's coming. So this is all brand new, but you tell me that you got something good. So hit me with it. What do you got? Wedding Wednesday, initial impressions. Let's go.
Are we jerks for wanting to have our wedding at 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah, you are 100%. Initial impressions. Yeah, 1000%. Like, yeah, you're a fucking asshole. I don't care. There is literally not a single thing. You could be shipping off to the fucking army and be like, hey, the only time we can do this, and I'd be like, no, don't, no, bad call by you. You know what I mean? Like, there is literally not a single thing on earth, a single thing. The fucking earth could be ended. The Armageddon could actually be happening. There's not a single reason you should be getting married at 5:30 in the fucking morning. I don't care what the justification is. I feel like I'm going to be right. Let's go. What's read it to me. I feel like I'm going to be right on this one.
Okay. Every year on our anniversary, my fiance and I wake up early to go to the beach and watch the sunrise together. It's a very special tradition as we both overcome a number of personal challenges during our time together. And the symbolism of watching a new day begin is deeply meaningful for us. We decided we wanted to incorporate this into our wedding. Our plan is to have our ceremony on the beach and have everyone walk over to the beachfront restaurant for breakfast, Bloody Marys, and mimosas. Our friends and family are mostly local and should all be able to travel to the beach in under an hour, except for some extended family flying in from Canada, but that's unavoidable.
I'm already 100% correct on this. I'm 100%
Based
correct.
On our geographic location and the date of the wedding next summer, we've scheduled the ceremony start time for 5:30 a.m.
Fuck you!
When
they
there
already
should
scheduled
be
it?
plenty
Oh my God.
of light, but the sun itself won't be quite visible yet. We've been getting a lot of backlash from our families about this, who say this is way too early and we need to move our ceremony to a more normal time. But my fiance and I don't feel like we're asking for anything unreasonable.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah.
There's no other justification for that. Fuck these people. You know what? Fuck you. But I'm going to tell you why, right? I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the whole circadian rhythm thing, like all this stuff, whatever, that's a real thing. You're going to fuck people's lives up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, you're going to fuck their lives up for multiple days in a row. You know what I mean? Like, all these people, oh, they're local, whatever. No, you get it. Like, if they're not used to getting up at 5:30 in the morning, you're going to fuck their week up. I'm telling you that right now. Like,
Well,
you
it's
are
not
going
just
to
like
absolutely
that they
destroy
have
their
to
week.
get up at 5:30 in the morning if they're going to a wedding. I mean, that's waking up at like, and that's like an hour drive. That means they're leaving their house at 4:30.
Nah,
If
they're
they wanted to
local.
get like dressed
I
to
assume
look
they all live
nice,
on the
no, they
beach.
said it's like
These
an
are all homeless
hour.
people. These are all homeless people living on the beach. Is what I assume. Like, no, this is obviously, it's like a roll out of bed onto the sand type situation. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I'm not worried about that. What I'm saying is, like, you're gonna fuck their life up for multiple days. Like, this is not, they're not going to recover from your wedding. You know, it's like, oh man, we partied hard, whatever. No, this is like actually going to mess them up, because like that, you don't recover. You can't, like, like scientifically, whatever, they say you can't recover like the next day, right? Like, it's a whole thing, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's not why. And my guess is that's why most people are going to talk about this, right? Most people are going to talk about, you know, whatever. And here's the thing, that has nothing to do with why these people are wrong. Literally, it has zero to do with why these people are wrong. These people are so fucking wrong for the same reason that everybody else who gets married is wrong about all the dumb shit that they're wrong about. Okay? You're telling me that you want to incorporate something that is personally meaningful to you and your spouse, the person you are going to get married to. And now you want to incorporate that with everybody else? No. Fuck you. You have any idea how fucking dilutive that is to the specialness of it? Like, I don't care. You're like, oh, well, that means more or whatever. It's not going to mean more. First of all, in the future, you're going to start talking about it. You're going to be like, hey, remember that time when we woke up like super fucking early and we went out, we watched the sunrise, you guys saw us get married, and everybody else is going to be like, yeah, that fucking sucked. And you're going to be like, oh, well, it was supposed to be meaningful. It's going to just fucking dig at you for the rest of your fucking life. The rest of your life, because these two are together. These two are together forever. I'll tell you that right now. Like, they're doing their thing at 5:30 in the morning, and this guy didn't look at her, and he wasn't like, that's nuts. That means they're both nuts. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like women are more nuts than men. I'm saying like when it comes to weddings and people who are planning this stuff, generally, it's the women who have like these grand ideas, and then the guys with no fucking spine who won't be like, no, that's a terrible fucking idea, right? So this guy didn't say that, which tells me they're going to be together forever, okay? But what I'm saying is they're like, oh, well, we're going to bring you into our little fucking cocoon. Do you have any idea how many things you do as a couple that everybody else either loathes or is completely neutral about? You know what I mean? Like think about that. Like, think about all the little things, right? Like all those little tiny things, you know, like when you lay in bed with somebody and, you know, that somebody's like, hey, can you go get me a glass of water or something to drink or whatever? And, you know, the other person does the, like the whole, you know, like the, oh, you know, what, and they kind of do a little roll one way, kind of fake you out, you know, and then they get up, you know what I mean? It's a very small thing, but it happens all the time, right? Like, you know, it's something like that, you know, something silly like that. To the two of you, that's like a cute little playful thing, right? It's a cute little playful thing. It's like, oh, you know, somebody, you know, he's obviously, they're going to go get it, but, you know, he's doing a thing and it's kind of funny. And nobody else fucking cares. Not a single other human being thinks that's cute. Not a single other person thinks you're being fucking cute. Not a single one. They all think that you're being a fucking loser. Okay. Now they have just as many of those things. Okay. They all do loser stuff too that you think they're a loser for, but it means something to the two of you. Okay, it means something to the two of you. And when you try to bring other people into your specialness and your meaningfulness, it's going to dilute it, because when you talk about it, because what you want to do is share it with them so that you can talk about it with them in the future. That's what you want. You want that to hold meaning forever. And I'm telling you right now, they're not going to care. First of all, yeah, they're going to hate that it's 5:30 in the morning. But secondly, it's not going to imbue the same specialness inside of their fucking soul. Okay, so they're not going to be bathed in blood with your fucking specialness. And now 2 years from now, you're gonna be like, hey, yeah, remember that time when we shared that meaningful moment, whatever? And they're gonna be like, yeah, that time we had to get up early. Yeah, I remember that. And that's it. I'm telling you, that's they're gonna be the reaction. And you're gonna feel real shitty about that, and you're gonna be mad at them. You're gonna be mad at them because you're gonna be like, well, we let you into our little circle of trust. And they're gonna be like, I didn't fucking want to get in your circle of trust anyways. I didn't want to be in there. It's too goddamn early. My circle of trust doesn't open until 9 a.m., right? Like that's what they're gonna tell you. So, but it doesn't have anything to do with the time. Okay? It doesn't matter what time you're doing this. What I'm telling you is if you try to bring people into your little special thing, right? Into your little special certain intricacies and little kind of special moments, special feelings, special ideas, special whatever it is in your relationship. The minutia of your relationship, nobody cares about. Nobody cares about the minutia of your relationship. Not a single other person besides the people you're in a relationship with care about the minutia, right? You tell your parents, hey, I fell in love, I found something. Your parents don't give a flying fuck about the minutia of your relationship. They don't care at all about the little things. What they care about is that you're happy and you're in love. That's all they care about. They're high level. They're 35,000 feet people. They don't give a flying fuck about the minutia. Neither do your friends. Neither do your siblings. Not a single person cares about that except for the two of you because it's special to the two of you. So all these people who are sitting here who are like, no, these people are assholes for 5:30 in the morning. Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. They're not assholes for that. I'm telling you, don't do that because everybody's going to hate you. But you're not an asshole to do that. I understand why you're doing it. I'm saying you're an asshole because you're trying to defy the fucking scientific universal laws of relationships, which is that nobody else cares about your relationship and all the special stuff that happens in your relationship, except the people who are in your relationship. And if that means something to you, you should want to keep that special and you should want something just the two of you share. In a marriage, there should be things that just the two of you share. And if you, for some unknown reason, decide to piss away the opportunity to have one of those things, I think you're a terrible person. Honestly, I do. I genuinely think you're a terrible person. I think you are giving away something that is so fucking hard for people to find in this world, that is so goddamn difficult for people to actually tangibly feel inside in a way that they can only intangibly describe to other people, because most people suck with words. If you're trying to give away even a little shred of that, I honestly, I think you're a terrible person, and I think you don't know what you have, and you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna feel real shitty about it. That's my feeling. You're gonna feel real shitty about it. So I'm 100% right on this. And honestly, I thought it was going to be something like that, where it was like there's some special something, you know. Otherwise, why would you schedule this at 5:30? You know, unless this guy was like, hey, we're broke, in which case I'd be like, don't have a wedding then. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Like again, there's no good reason. There's literally not a single reason to justify 5:30 in the morning. You got to ship off to the army. You probably should be getting fucking sleep. You know what I mean? That's gonna be you may have some hard times with no sleep. You know, so like there's not a single reason that justifies it. But I assumed that it was going to be something like this. I was 100% right about this. What do you got? I don't know. I'm fired up. I hate these people. Not as much as last week. Not as much as last week. I hate those people last week more. Fuck those Harry Potter people.
Last week was like 2 minutes in and you hit like.
Oh, I was angry. I was angry last week. Yeah, 100%. I was fucking angry. I was fired up. Yeah. It wasn't good.
I don't really have anything else to say. I guess the thought of losing the meaningful aspects of it, it kind of like diminishing that hadn't occurred to me. I just like didn't understand why, if it was so meaningful that you needed, like, you just do it yourself. If your family doesn't want to be there, like, why does that matter? You know, if it's that big of a, you know, like just get married at early. And then even if you want to do mimosas afterwards, like have them come at 10 or 11 or something, you do your thing, meet them for mimosas afterwards, and you just still have the get together on the same day, you know, like it doesn't have to be like, it's like super, people would be much more, even if you did it at like 9 o'clock, which is still absurd. People are much more inclined to do that without complaining, you know, especially if you're saying this is more like a brunch thing. Like we're just having a get together after, we'll get married. If you want to be there at 5:30, you can be there at 5:30, but we're getting married at 5:30. If it's not your thing, you can come to brunch that starts at 9:30. Which is still breakfast, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question.
I say this as someone who wakes up early. Like, I don't want to attend a 5:30 a.m. wedding at all.
Oh, look, you don't understand specialness. You know what I mean? Like you're somebody who hates love. It's very obvious from that answer. Let me ask you a question though. Are these people planning on getting engaged or getting married on their anniversary? Because she's saying that she said, like, we do this every year on our anniversary. So is that saying that, or is she saying like we're gonna fucking dilute the specialness of this thing even more by adding a second anniversary? And so they're gonna do this like twice a year, where they're like, hey, whatever, but it's not gonna be like evenly spaced out by like 6 months. You know what I mean? So it's not like a half birthday. It's gonna be like the first one. They're going to have it on like, whatever, like, June 6th or whatever. And then, they'll be too stupid to have planned it correctly. And so like, 4 weeks later on, like July 5th or whatever, however that works, they'll do it again. And then they got to wait like 10 months in order to have this thing, come around. So like the first time special and the second time, they're going to be like, man, we really got to get up at 5:30. You know what I mean? So I can't tell if they're not planning on getting married on that exact day, then they're fucking up. I'll tell you that right now. But if they do, think about it this way. If they do get married on that day and they want to have a late, like if they're like, okay, hey, look, we got the feedback and we're going to change it to later, then they actually have to skip. If they want to follow wedding tradition, they actually have to skip because they can't see each other unless it's going to be two assholes out there lonely, alone, sitting on the beach, just thinking about the other one, like a bunch of fucking dum-dums, right? Like, because that's not special. Now you're just sitting there. Now you're just an asshole sitting there 5:30 in the morning, right? You and the other drunk guy who hadn't gone to sleep yet. Like that, it's just going to be you and the person right there. So this is a terrible plan all around. This whole thing is a terrible plan. This whole plan is terrible. Yes, you're a jerk.
What you're saying,
you're a jerk, 100%.
Reminded me of this Instagram post that some girl I know posted about her and her husband. They celebrate their, I don't know what they call it, like the first day they met or like their relationship anniversary. But the way she phrased this post was like, most people only celebrate their wedding anniversary. We take the time to celebrate our like met you day or whatever. And I'm like, fuck off. Like I you know what? People can celebrate that shit without posting about it on Instagram. Honestly,
that's
like just because you post it on Instagram and you tell everyone, it doesn't mean that it means more to you. Like, what do you like? I just don't. I will never understand.
It's thirsty. It's
like
thirsty.
The amount of effort people spend. Like do then they buy like more random unnecessary gifts for people, like for them each other on that day too. Like
it's too much. It's too much.
I get it.
Too much.
Like an anniversary or whatever is someone important. It marks time, but like. Are they not celebrating each other every day? Like, do I need to make a post about like most people only celebrate on their anniversaries. I like to celebrate every Tuesday. It's like then it's just ridiculous. At some point, it's just I get it. Days have meaningful. Days can be meaningful for people for various things, but just get over yourself in your fucking days and just do what you need to do as a couple. But like, don't drag everyone else into it. We don't fucking care.
I agree. Let's all stop celebrating everything. Let's stop appreciating each other. I'm in 100% agreement with what you're saying.
It's exactly what I just said.
Let's never, ever, ever tell the people who mean something to us that they mean something to us. I'm 100% with you. We should all just inherently understand that.
I literally just said, don't do it on Instagram. And I just like want, I look forward to the day and I'll celebrate this anniversary when I say something and then you just hear it for what it is instead of the delusional mess that is then repeated back to me.
Look, I'm doing to you what I do to people on this show, which is I'm getting to the crux of what you're actually trying to say, right? Like, let's stop celebrating each other. Let's stop. Like, love doesn't matter. Love is worthless. It doesn't exist. Like all those things. I'm 100%. I totally agree with you. But man, I think we did it. That was a good one. I like that one. I genuinely enjoyed that. I think we did it. If people got other questions, they got, wedding questions, relationship questions, all those things, they can email us. What's the email?
It is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. If you listen on the podcast, we appreciate it. Please rate, review, subscribe, all those things. It does help us out. Also, do leave reviews. Not only does it help us, but we do have something planned with that.
Like, leave good reviews though. If you don't like us, just maybe skip that process.
I don't know. I think I can work with bad reviews too, to be honest with you. I feel pretty confident about that.
That's unfortunately probably true.
So, hit us up there, subscribe on YouTube, whatever. Again, all this
more, which
it's totally fine. I don't feel bad about it, honestly.
I feel like the bad reviews will actually be more validating for you than the good reviews.
They might be. I don't know. I mean, those people will just be stupid. So whatever.
I'm not a fan of more validation going your way, but
But, hit us up, play us in the background when you fall asleep, 100%, just turn the screen off, play us, turn the volume down. We don't care if you listen, just do it because it does help us out. We do appreciate it. If you want merch, we do have Karma Cancer apparel, which I'm very excited about. I'm so pumped about this. Like, honestly, this is of all the things that happen, I just want this to be a thing. Like, I don't even care about anything else. Like, if this happens, I would be so pumped. I don't even care.
How does it feel that it's not even your idea that's going to be?
It feels great. Like, I'm championing somebody else. Like, this is charity for me. Like, I'm championing somebody else's idea. It's a brilliant idea. Like, you had an unbelievable idea, and I'm just running with it. I think it's a great idea. But we will have merch. We'll drop the link in the show notes and all that stuff, so you can get that. We got I got Dennis stuff. We got that up there, and then just some actual Your Relationship Sucks apparel as well. So please support us. It does help us out. Helps us kind of do some of this. Maybe I could actually get some lighting that works at some point. I don't know what's happening today, but at some point maybe I'll figure out the lighting thing. But anyways, we do appreciate everybody listening and all that stuff. And we will see everybody tomorrow with another episode. So be back then.